Hi all, my name is Sri Devi and I am doing another video on fractions for exercise 3A. This is from Selena Conscience Mathematics book for class 7 and this is for ICSE syllabus. As I always mention, if you have any questions or doubts, please mention it in the comment section so that I'll be able to go ahead and reply to your questions or queries as soon as possible. Also, I have done another video on concepts of fractions. If you can go ahead and check that video, this particular exercise will be more easy and simple. We just have 6 questions in this particular exercise. All are pretty simple. We should be able to do this exercise quickly and it's very easy. Let's move on to the question number 1. Classify each fraction given below as decimal or vulgar fraction, proper or improper fraction and mixed fraction. The first one, 3 by 5. As soon as you see this here, the denominator is more than the numerator, so it becomes a proper fraction. Later, 3 is also an integer, 5 is also an integer, and the denominator is not a multiple of 10. Therefore, it becomes a vulgar fraction. Therefore, 3 by 5 becomes a vulgar and a proper fraction. What about 11 by 10? 11 by 10, here the denominator is lesser than the numerator. That means the numerator is greater than the denominator. So it becomes an improper fraction and the denominator is a multiple of 10. Therefore, it becomes a decimal fraction. Third one. 13 by 20. Here the denominator is more than the numerator, therefore it becomes a proper fraction, and 20 is a multiple of 10, therefore it becomes a decimal fraction. Now 13 by 7. Yes kiddos, you're right. 7 is in the denominator and it is lesser than the numerator, therefore it becomes an improper fraction. It is not a multiple of the denominator is not a multiple of 10 and both the numerator and the denominator are integers, therefore it becomes a vulgar fraction. The next one, 2 by 9, which is a mixed fraction because you have an integer and the fraction part, and the fraction is again here a proper fraction, therefore it is a mixed fraction. 19 by 10 to the power of 3. Here the denominator is greater than the numerator, so it's a proper fraction, and 10 to the power of 3 is nothing but a multiple of 10, therefore it becomes a decimal fraction. So 7 by 10, yeah, you kiddos are right. You have an integer part and a fraction part, therefore it is a mixed fraction. Let's move on to the last one, 23 by 500. Here the denominator is more than the numerator, therefore it becomes a proper fraction, and 500 in the denominator is a multiple of 10, therefore it is a decimal fraction. Hope this particular question is clear and simple. Let's move on to question number 2, which says express the following improper fractions as mixed fraction. 18 by 5. So when you divide 18 by 5, the quotient is 3 and the remainder is 3. Therefore, quotient, which is 3, becomes the integer part, that is 3. The remainder becomes the numerator, 3, and 5 remains in the denominator. So it becomes 3 by 5. 7 by 4. When you divide 7 by 4, you get the quotient as 1 and the remainder as 3. Therefore, the mixed fraction becomes 3 by 4. The third one is 25 by 6. So when you divide 25 by 6, the quotient is 4 and the remainder is 1. Therefore, the mixed fraction becomes 1 by 6. The next one is 38 by 5. So when you divide 38 by 5, 7 is the quotient and 3 is the remainder. Therefore, the mixed fraction is 3 by 5. So 22 by 5, which is the last sum in this particular exercise for question 2. So when you divide 22 by 5, you get the quotient as 4 and the remainder as 2. Therefore, it becomes 2 by 5. So this is about question 2. Very simple. Convert the following improper fraction into mixed fraction. Let's move on to question number 3. Express the following mixed fraction as improper fraction. Very simple. Here you have 2 as the integer, 4 by 9. So you do 2 into 9 plus 4 by 9, that is equal to 18 plus 4 by 9, that is equal to 22 by 9. I repeat, 2 into 9 plus 4, which is the remainder, divided by 9, that is equal to 2 into 9 is 18 plus 4 by 9, that is equal to 22 by 9. Isn't it simple? Yes, it is simple. Let's move on to the next one, that is 5 by 13. 7 is the quotient, so we multiply 7 into 13 plus 5 divided by 13, that is equal to 91 plus 5 divided by 13, that is equal to 96 by 13. I repeat, 7 5 by 13 is equal to 7 into 13 plus 5 divided by 13. 7 into 13 is 91 plus 5 by 13, that is equal to 96 by 13. 3 1 by 4. 3 into 4 plus 1 by 4 is equal to 12 plus 1 by 4, that is equal to 13 by 4. Just pausing in for few seconds. The next one, 2 5 by 48. 2 into 48 plus 5 is equal to 96 plus 5 by 48 equals 101 by 48. I repeat, 2 5 by 48 is equal to 2 into 48 plus 5 by 48, that is equal to 96 plus 5 by 48, that is equal to 101 by 48. 12 7 by 11. 12 into 11 plus 7 divided by 11. 12 into 11 is equal to 132 plus 7 by 11, that is equal to 139 by 11. Pretty simple. Just concentrate and you will be able to understand and quickly solve these questions. Moving on to question number 4. Reduce the given fractions to the lowest term. Whenever there is a question, reduce the given terms to the lowest terms, you just take the HCF of both the numerator and the denominator. You divide the numerator by the HCF, you divide the denominator by the HCF, and you get the lowest term. First one, 8 by 18. So HCF of 8 and 18 is 2. Then divide 18 by 2 and 8 also by 2. So 8 by 18 divided by 2 by 2 is equal to 4 by 9. Therefore, 8 by 18 in the lowest term will be 4 by 9. 27 by 36, the HCF is 9. Therefore, you divide 27 by 9, 36 by 9, and whatever remains in the numerator and the denominator would be the lowest term. So that becomes 3 by 4. 18 by 42. What is the HCF? It is 6. So divide 18 by 6, 42 by 6. The lowest term would be 3 by 7. The fourth one, 35 by 75. What is the HCF? 5. So you divide 35 by 75. So it be by 5, and the lowest term is 7 by 15. Next one, 18 by 45. What is the HCF? HCF is 9. Therefore, you divide the 18 by 9, 45 by 9, and the lowest term would be 2 by 5. Hope this is clear. Again, I repeat, whenever they give you to reduce the fraction into the lowest term, you just find the HCF and then divide the numerator and the denominator by the HCF, and you get the fraction which is in the lowest form. Now let's move on to question number 5. State true or false. 30 by 40 and 12 by 16 are equivalent fraction. What do you do here? You do the HCF of 30 and 40, you get 10. HCF of 12 and 16 is 4. You try to reduce both the fractions into the lowest term. So you divide 30 by 10 and 40 by 10, and you get 3 by 4. What's the HCF of 12 by 16? 4. So you divide the numerator and the denominator by 4, and you get 3 by 4. The fractions now are 3 by 4 in the lowest term, and these are equal fractions or equivalent fraction. Therefore, the first statement is true. The second one, 10 by 25, 25 by 10 are equivalent fraction. What is the HCF of 10 and 25? It is 5. So now you divide the numerator and the denominator by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Therefore, the lowest term for 10 by 25 would be 2 by 5. HCF of 25 and 10 is also 5. You divide 25, that's the numerator, by 5. 10 also by 5. The lowest term is 5 by 2. But 2 by 5 and 5 by 2 are not equal. Therefore, the fractions are not equivalent. Therefore, the given statement 10 by 25 and 25 by 10 are equivalent fractions is a false statement. Let's move on to the third one, which says 35 by 49, 20 by 28, 45 by 63, 100 by 140 are equivalent fraction. So we take each fraction, find the HCF of 35 and 49, that is 7. You divide the numerator and the denominator by 7, and the lowest fraction that is got is 5 by 7. 20 and 28, again you find the HCF of 20 and 28, it is 4. You divide the numerator and the denominator by 4, that is 20 by 28, and the answer is 5 by 7. Okay, looks like 35 by 49 and 20 by 28 are equivalent fraction. Let's move on to the next term. 45 by 63. What is the HCF of 45 and 63? It is 9. So you divide the numerator and the denominator by 9, and the answer or it reduces to the lowest form of 5 by 7. Good. Now HCF of 100 and 140, the HCF would be 20. You divide the numerator and the denominator by 5 by 7. All these fraction when reduced to the lowest term gives you 5 by 7, which is the lowest term. The fractions are equivalent, therefore the given statement is true. Now let's move on to question number 6, which says distinguish each of the following fraction as simple fraction or complex fraction. Yes, this is a simple fraction. 0 by 8 is a simple fraction. Alright, so minus 3 by minus 8 is also a simple fraction because both are integers, and minus 3 by minus 8 is nothing but 3 by 8. It's a simple fraction. 5 by minus 7 is also a simple fraction because both numerator and denominator are integers. 3 by 5 and 18. This is a complex fraction because the numerator is not a integer. Minus 6 by 2, 2 by 5. Again, the denominator is not an integer, therefore it becomes a complex fraction. 3 1 by 3, 7 2 by 7. Here both the numerator and the denominator are fractions, therefore it becomes a complex fraction. Seventh one, minus 5 2 by 9 by 5. Here the numerator is a mixed fraction, therefore it is a fraction and it's a complex fraction. Now the last one, minus 8 by 0. Any number divided by 0 is actually undefined. Therefore, it is not a simple or a complex fraction as the denominator is 0. This is about the 6th question, and that's all in exercise 3A for fraction. Hope you have enjoyed my video. Keep solving these problems and it will be very easy, and these questions are usually a 1 mark or 2 mark questions in your examination, so it is easy to get these marks. So keep watching, keep solving, and have a great day. Bye bye.